Hey guys, I want to go ahead and apologize ahead of time again. I'm still really sick. In fact, I think this cold is going to get even worse. So, sniffling and coughing will proceed throughout this entire video. If you guys don't want to hear it, just mute the video, listen to some music, and read along with me. Otherwise, you're going to be hearing sniffling and coughing. President, if you would. For a moment, I forgot that the class president was me. All rise. Looks like you didn't get enough sleep. I know it's been very hot that night lately, but try to get as much sleep as you can. Alright, everyone? Yes, ma'am. I'm not sure this place can be called a school, because there are so many different age groups. It's like a kindergarten and an elementary blended together. Since I've already heard about this place, what it's like, I didn't feel that uncomfortable. It wasn't too difficult to act like me out here. It just told me that Satoshi Kon looked exhausted. I said hi to him, but he ignored me. Since I knew that what he'd be going through, his pain looked apparent to me. I was interested in another person in this classroom. Satoshi Kon's little sister. She looked as worn out as Satoshi Kon, emotionless like an abandoned doll. Everybody in this room was aware of their circumstances, but no one could do anything for them, so they just acted as though nothing was wrong. God will only let me have this one day, but if I slacked off a little bit, today would be over with quickly. I had to figure out what I should do with this limited time. I should probably talk to Satoshi Kon. About what? Anything goes. Cheer him up, sympathize with him, anything will do. More than anything, I just wanted to chat with him. However, since HD told me, she said Satoshi Kon didn't communicate much with her lately and had distanced himself from her. I figured I should talk to him too casually. I wanted to, but maybe it was better to leave him alone. I needed to keep Sister's warnings in mind, but instead I decided to ignore them. I looked for Satoshi Kon during lunch break. He was walking as if looking for a place where he could be alone. I caught him in the hallway. Satoshi Kon. He turned around, startled by my voice. His facial expression surprised me. He was scowling, clearly a sign of rejection, but I couldn't hesitate. I'd lose my only chance if I did. Hey, how are you? He gave me a look as if saying, no, I look fine to you. I never expected to see an expression like that on his face. I felt like my heart was being torn to pieces. As I looked down, he spoke to me. I felt a little glad, but the next thing he said, change that. I'm fine. Is there anything else? I'll be getting going if there isn't, because I want to be alone. Okay, I guess you're tired from work. I'm sure you want some time to yourself. You're working today too, right? Where at? He said about several jobs for him, but he worked at a few different places. He was helping out when necessary at any of the shops to be introduced him to. As a result, he constantly had to look to do different tasks in different environment almost every time. On top of that, he requested high-paying jobs to be on because he wanted a large sum of money as soon as possible. In other words, he chose to mostly do manual labor. He was exhausted every day because he wasn't that physically strong. Doesn't matter, and shouldn't you know, because you helped me get the job. Mia didn't help him to get the job, yet Satoshi Kon didn't look thankful for the opportunity. Oh, did help him. That wasn't like him at all. He made me feel sad. You're right, sorry. Is that all? He sounded so harsh. Why was he being like that? Would he ever stroke my head again? Oh, I couldn't help my tears. They flowed onto my cheeks. Satoshi Kon looked confused for a moment, but then he frowned again. Sorry. The coach said he wanted you to come back to practice. I told him I quit, so I won't be going back. But maybe it's a good idea to work out from time to time. Not interested. I don't know why he was being so hostile towards me. Why did he hate me so much? I was left bewildered. Why, how come? Because I'm busy with work. Isn't it obvious? No, I didn't mean that. Why do you hate me so much? Why don't you ask yourself? Ask myself what? What did I do? I don't understand, Satoshi Kon. I couldn't control my emotions any longer. Streaks of tears ran down my cheeks. Satoshi Kon gave me a hateful glare and walked away without saying another word. I couldn't even stop him. If I tried to, he'd hurt me and give another cutting remark. I couldn't bear that, so I just watched him walk away. I wiped my tears and went back to the classroom. I heard somebody crying from inside. What's going on? I looked around the room to see. It was Satoko. I saw her bento box on the floor. I asked her one of her classmates what happened, and it seems that Satoko bumped into somebody's shoulder when she stood up to go to the wash box out. Oh, wash the box out, that was all. But Satoko was crying as if afraid she was going to be trying it badly. What happened was very minor. She could just pick up the bento box and things would be fine. It looked like the lid came a little loose, but it was definitely fixable. She didn't have to cry like that, and Satoko started begging through her tears. Help me, Dee Dee, wah! Because of what happened with Satoshi-kun, I couldn't express my emotions very well, so instead they exploded. I stormed up to Satoko while elbowing her classmate aside. I grabbed her by the head and threw her into the wall. Satoko screamed. She didn't understand what had happened. She was shedding tears and shivering. She must be wondering why I did that. Do you know why I did that? Eek, help me, Dee. Satoko cried for her brother's help again, and so I grabbed her hand and threw her again. Satoko stumbled and crashed into a desk, and the desk fell and the contents of the drawer scattered him out. Satoko didn't even stand up. She just crouched and trembled while looking up at me. Help, Dee Dee. If you weren't like that, Satoshi-kun wouldn't have to suffer, don't you get it? That's what I wanted to say, but I was too angry to utter another word. I picked up a bunch of textbooks from the floor and threw them at her face. Cry as much as you want, but nothing's going to change. Why are you crying? Because you think somebody's going to help you? You don't have any idea what he has to go through to protect you, do you? Do you understand that? Do you understand what you're doing? You shouldn't exist. Do you die if you don't want to suffer? Go fuck yourself. Don't hurt Satoshi-kun. You deserve to die alone. You just deserve to die. Damn, Shion is harsh. Damn. Okay. Wah. Dee, wah. Her desperate cries only increased my irritation. Stop crying. Don't call your brother for help. Stop it if you weren't like that. If only you. I kept on throwing things at her. Satoko curled up to protect herself and cried even harder. At that point, a girl with long hair ran up and huddled over her. I knew who that was. Rika Furude, one of Satoko's only friends. Please don't hurt her. She's in a poor situation, so please don't hurt her. It doesn't matter how pathetic she is. She just shouldn't rely on Satoshi-kun all the time. Stop spoiling her. Satoshi-kun has to suffer so much because of her. No, stop. Don't hurt her. Rika also became the target of my anger. I'm trying to teach her something here. If you don't keep getting in the way, I'll crack your head open. I grabbed a chair and lifted it over my head. It would have hurt only a little if I threw the same at them. Rika tightly closed her eyes and covered Satoko with her body. I didn't care what the consequences would be. I didn't care if I hurt them. Stop, me-chan. Rita returned to the class and was shouting at me. Then Satoshi-kun rushed her while pushing Rita aside. Seeing that I'm grasping the situation immediately, he charged straight at me. Though my body had hit the locker, I didn't understand what had happened. There was a loud crashing noise. I left a dent in it. I crouched there in pain. Satoko, are you alright? Dee Dee, wah. Satoko pushed Rika aside, jumped out, and her brother started crying again. What happened? Why were you treated like that? Why? I didn't do anything, but Mia says she suddenly, wah. What's going on, Mion? Satoko shouted at me while clutching his sister. He looked fierce. What did Satoko do to deserve this? What did we do? Why do we always have to suffer like this? Why? He listened to Satoko and pushed up to me, grabbing me by the neck. You said that I should ask myself, didn't you? So why didn't you ask yourself? Ask what? I know you feel she's a burden on you. You always have to suffer because of her. You know that, right? If she was stronger, you wouldn't have to suffer. She's the one to blame. I don't believe what I said was wrong, but after hearing this, Satoshi went berserk. What the heck do you know? Satoshi grabbed my hair and threw me to the wall just like I did Satoko. However, I wasn't going to back down. I no longer had any control over my emotions at all. You was so much time protecting her, so I'll never stop relying on you until you stop doing that. What the hell do you know about us? What the heck do you know? You persecuted our parents, and no, it's us. That's the way this Hanazaki family, huh? You torture traitors for fun. Is it fun? Is it bullying us, huh? Stop it. That was Rita's voice. She stepped in, looking at it as fierce as a demon. Satoshi-kun, please, Micha doesn't have any bad intentions. She wanted to help you, but she just lost control a little, okay? Satoshi-kun looked like he wanted to say something back. Chose not to. You too, Micha. I know how much you worry about Satoshi-kun. But you can't solve the problem like that. I think you understand, right? Since Satoshi-kun didn't say anything, I kept quiet too. Here's Satoko-chan. You don't have to cry just because you dropped your bento box. Alright? Do you feel better now? Satoko, I'll pick up the bento for you. Oh, Rika started picking up the bento while it was Oda continued to cry. Guys, can you help us clean up? The teacher will be back from the vegetable garden soon. This quarrel is over, so don't tell her about it, okay? The classmates looked at each other and nodded, and then started picking up the stuff on the floor. Here, Satoshi come, Michan. Why don't you guys shake hands in the sign of recognition? Sorry, I didn't mean to do this. Tears started to roll down my cheeks again. I'm sorry, too. You don't have nothing to do with our family situation. I'm sorry. Okay, Michan, why don't you apologize to Satoko-chan now? I was fine with apologizing to Toshi-kun, but I didn't want to apologize to her when the situation wanted to be settled otherwise, so I reluctantly apologized. Satoko nodded, looking discouraged. After that, Rita let me go. My headache, so I held it with both hands. What was that? What did I do? I didn't want to use this precious time to fight. I just warned me. She told me that I should talk to Satoshi-kun just like that. What did I come here for? I shouldn't have come here if I knew this was going to happen. You're stupid, Shion. I was overcome by emotions because I was so worried about Satoshi-kun. When did things go wrong? Were they wrong from the beginning? I got into a fight with Satoshi-kun. This was totally the opposite of what I wanted. I regretted it. I hated myself for it. I couldn't blame myself enough. My world had been torn apart. I wish this guy would fall and kill me. Sis sounded both amazed and confused. You know, I'm busy with the festival preparations. You certainly made things more complicated. Sorry, I was just trying to say something, but she stopped in the middle. After listening to a few complaints, I started telling her about everything that had happened today. Sis had to maintain that the trouble I caused today was her responsibility, which must be very taxing for her. So I won't get the chance to chase spots for a while. Hey, I think you should be more aware of the hassle I have to go through. Yeah, you're right. Sis said, sympathetic, but maybe I pushed her too far this time. Of course, she hesitated to trade spots considering what I did today. The atmosphere felt awkward, so we were mostly silent for a while. If you were to get another chance, would you do it, Shion? What would you do? That was a reasonable question. I wasn't prepared to answer, though. If I had a chance to go to school once again, see Satoshi-kun, what would I do? Would I apologize to him about today? I don't think that would work. That might even upset him again, no matter how hard I tried. Okay, this was he was saying. It was the Sonozaki family who had been harassing his. It would only be natural for him to hold a grudge against us, but why was he only expressing that now? I've been a Sonozaki to him all along. Satoshi-kun shook my head even though he knew I was beyond Sonozaki. Since do you think Satoshi-kun is holding a grudge against the Sonozaki family? I think so, yes. It was our family that initiated the persecution of the Hojo family, making them into scapegoats. Even after the damn conflict, it was easy for the Hojo family to live in Hinabazawa. Given all of that, it's not surprising that Satoshi-kun hates us. The Sonozaki family who put his family in a devastating situation. But why now? Why is he only expressing the grudge to us now? Why is this happening now? If he wanted to, if he had rejected me in the first place, I wouldn't have wanted to get close to him. My tears wet my cheeks, and I did what bothered to wipe them. It was only natural for him to hold a grudge against the Sonozaki. There's just nothing unusual about it. Rather, why has he been treating me like a friend? I know how stupid the question was. I think it's because he was mature. I can't understand it. Why? He's been treating me as a friend because he was mature, but now he's become stressed mentally and physically. He decided to reject me. No matter how hard I thought about it, I couldn't find anything to fault with him. If there was somebody to blame it on, somebody I never accused before, why did the hag decide to persecute the Hojo family? And it was his parents who supported the dam project, right? Satoshi-kun had nothing to do with it. Why was he included and why? Miyako could say anything in return. Actually, it was all that hard to guess the reason. The hag didn't give any specific order to harass the Hojo family. She just thought the Hojo family was getting in the way. The people around her noticed what was bothering her and took steps to get rid of it. Although, of course, she must have known how influential her words were. She didn't just think it. She gave what she must have known would be interpreted as an order. She just wanted to blame for initiating the attack on the Hojo family. You said before that the Furude priest wasn't mature because he didn't cooperate, right? Is this the same scenario? The Hojo family wasn't mature because they didn't act in accordance with the other villagers. That's why the hag decided to punish them, isn't it? God couldn't say anything in return. I mean, my accusation wasn't truth. They were already punished for the Hojo couple. Feel free to bring them to the torture room in the garden and chop their fingers off or something. Release Satoshi-kun alone. Satoshi-kun has nothing to do with this. What did he do to deserve this? What did he go do wrong? Answer me, Mion. Mion, very well. Please take care of the matter. Goodbye. Mion suddenly changed her tone and hung up. She must have done that to escape from my questions. I was furious. I started redialing the number, but then I remembered when you decided she hung up the phone to use that phrase. She saw the hack coming. I noticed she actually saw the hack, but it was the rule, so I couldn't call back for a while. I went to the bathroom to wash my face to cool down. I turned the face in the water lukewarm. It didn't help me cool down at all. I'm disgusted by my own childishness. I just wanted to fill my void. I didn't care about him, considering that Satoshi was very generous. But I don't know if I can figure Satoko. That's a different story. Okay, I'm sure this is our halfway point. So I'm going to take a break here, guys, and get some sniffling going on. Okay, guys, I'm back. I was looking at the ceiling with my arms and legs spread out. It's not that I wasn't getting hungry. I didn't live with my parents. I didn't live in the school dorms. I had to cook something myself when I wanted to eat. I knew that, but I still didn't feel like getting up. It had been several days since I began this empty life. It must be tomorrow, the one Higurashi festival, I mean. I heard the doorbell ringing. I ignored it at first, but it rang persistently. I started hearing a knocking alongside Kasai's rude voice. She asked that please open up. I bought some food for you. I didn't ask him to. He must have known that I hadn't eaten enough. That I must have been feeling that lately. You haven't eaten, have you? No. I'm not hungry. But when Kasai put the food on the table, my stomach reacted in a very primitive way by making some noise. Your stomach is growling, but I didn't believe you need to eat. I was hungry, but I had no appetite. I didn't have an appetite, but I didn't have the energy to eat. Yeah, I felt bad wasting the food Kasai had brought. I picked up my chopsticks just to humor him. I thought you were marked by the hag. Is it okay for you to be here? Or your son has been busy with the festival preparation meetings. She doesn't seem to have time to deal with you right now. Don't you like croquettes? I mean, they're good. Thanks. Well, I nibbled on the food Kasai read through the magazines I bought. Have you, I never talked to Kasai about something like this before, so I've always believed myself to be, psychologically, I hesitate to show my weakness to him. That kind of hardship is healthy for your age. Hey, do you know about that? Miyasa told me a little bit about it. She said that she wanted me to assist you. She didn't. She looked worried. Your sister was looking out for you. I thought we spotted I threw my last croquet in my mouth. I thought you might want to know how Satoshi Hojo cut is doing. I've got some information. Would you like me to report? That's not necessary, but since you went through all the trouble, I think I better listen. Because I chuckled but stopped quickly as if thinking it rude. It seems that Tenpai Hojo fled the premises. He seems to be staying at his mistress's place in Okanomiya. Tenpai? Who's that? Oh, Satoko Shika's uncle, their aunt, Tame Hojo. Satoshi and Satoko are the only ones to be in the house now. Ever since Tame learned that Tenpai had fled his mistress, she's been in a foul mood. So that must mean that the aunt is being even nastier than Satoko. Satoshi is even taking it more indirect blows. I don't know about Satoshi, but I heard that Satoko said, looks very miserable. The neighbors are spreading rumors about her. If Satoko looks miserable, that means Satoshi must be going through equally miserable torture. Can you do something about that aunt? Does anybody talk about punishing her? She's also one of the remaining Hojos after all. The uncle is gone, so why not the aunt? The Mei Sozaki family ruled against further harassment toward the Hojo family after the death of the couple. They say the police still might be sticking up their house due to suspicions about the couple's death. Their deaths have been filed under the Oyoshiro-sama's curse, so the Sozaki family thinks no further divine intervention is necessary. Kasai put on a faint smile. Come to think of it, it is hard not to suspect the involvement of the Sozaki family in all the incidents said to be Oyoshiro-sama's curse. Somebody strives to get rid of the hag's concerns. On the day of the Watanagashi festival, furthermore, the Watanagashi festival is going to be held tomorrow. Will the curse strike again this year? If so, who will be the victim? Now that I think about it, there were cases of multiple victims in the past. The first and third year, it was just one, but the second year, the victims were a couple. So it wouldn't be too strange if two people fell victim this year. It seems like a good time. It'd be best for Satoko and her aunt to be victims. Satoshi will be free from every source of his worries at once. Kasai, do you know if this year's victim has been selected already? Does the hag make the decision? If so, should we know it by now? Kasai, do you know anything? She said, I don't know anything about that matter. Well, that makes sense. Because secret won't make its way to you because you're just a small fry. That's true. I never received any information regarding that from my connections. But as you know, the Sozaki family has access to many underground organizations. which I have no channels into. Maybe I could try asking sis about it, but since she won't talk, she's strict about keeping promises unlike me. If the hag told her to keep it a secret, she'd take it to their grave. Yeah, my hopes to go to her aunt will go missing this year. Hey, Kasai, I just thought of that. Are you going to do something about this? Shut up, you must be joking. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I took a glimpse at Kasai. It didn't look like he was actually going to do something to make my wish come true. I wasn't able to go to the villages myself, so I definitely wasn't going to the festival. I didn't care about that. Even so, I was interested if he was going to end up as a victim of the curse. If I just kept lying on his couch playing hooky, somebody would fall victim in several hours. I had no clue why it had to happen every year, but I was certain that the hag was behind it. Of all the enemies from the damn conflict had been punished, only the Hojo couple was left. Since most of the other enemies had already gone. The cicadas were very loudly outside. It made me feel hot. When I was this high and humid in June, if Oyosho was actually punishing people, I prayed for one thing. I prayed that the evil ant would be punished, and I would offer up Satoko as a sacrifice. It's hot. When I woke up, Kasai had already gone. Looks like he cleaned up the table and surrounding room. He put my dirty laundry in the hamper in the front of the washing machine, too. Being a girl of assistant of age, and it when I made to clean my room. Well, I rather thank him than bad-mouthing him. I looked at the clock. It's late afternoon. I had to go grocery shopping. There was something left in the fridge, and I'd be having just rice for dinner if I didn't go. At that moment, the phone rang. It must be Kasai, I thought. I didn't hope it was him. He could have brought me more food, so that I wouldn't have to go shopping. While I was just lazy, I didn't feel like going down at all. But I wasn't Kasai on the phone. Sis, where are you calling from? The house? No, I'm calling from a payphone. So I'll make it quick. Satoshi called me. Satoshi-kun did. He called you? It probably wasn't me he wanted. He called you, I think. It sounded like you wanted to apologize for what happened the other day, so I thought you should take the call. I told him that I'd call back because I was busy, so can you call this number? Okay. I was stuck for a second, but then recovered and wrote down the number on the back of a magazine. Thanks. I'll call right away. It's good. He's been extremely stressed these days. I don't think he'll listen to me anymore, but I think he'll listen to you. She could have pretended to be me and handled his call, but she passed it over to me. Thanks, Mion. See you, Shion. Before she hung up, I put the headset down, and then after a second, I dialed the number in a flash. I heard the dial tone 3 times, 4 times, and there he was. Hojo residence. He sounded like an adult. His voice sounded a bit tired too, but it definitely was the voice I loved. I got scared. I was scared that he might come talking again if I mentioned my name. I wasn't going to open my mouth for a while. Is that you? Satoshi-kun? Oh, sorry that I called you so suddenly. Are you okay now? That was Satoshi-kun I knew. He didn't sound cold like the other day. Yes, I'm okay now. Good. After that, he went silent. I felt the urge to start a conversation. It wasn't fair. He was the one who called in the first place. Then he finally spoke. I'm truly sorry for what happened the other day. I'm sorry, too. You don't have to apologize because I was the one in the wrong. If this were a face-to-face conversation, he would be stroking my head. It was sad just talking to him on the phone. I will forgive those people who forced us into this situation. You might be close to them, but it was never you personally, so I wanted to apologize. No, please don't apologize. I was selfish and didn't try to understand your situation very well. We apologized to each other a few times. Are you alright, Satoshi-kun? You're working and you're under a lot of stress. Isn't that too much to handle? I quit my job since I have enough money now. You did? That's good, but you don't have to push yourself anymore then. That's really good. Satoshi-kun tried to say something, but he jumped instead. Satoko has some far worse than me. Seems like it. Is she alright? Does she look alright to you? He suddenly sounded upset. I messed up. So I'm sorry. I was so stupid. He read this background. This conversation with him. Satoshi-kun didn't respond to my apologies, so I stopped apologizing. He was tortured. She was tortured until she was literally torn up, and everybody abandoned her. Everybody did. I did. I tried to call him now. I hated what I just said because of how it sounded. I had no idea what to say next. I felt guilty. Satoshi-kun was desperate to protect Satoko from their evil aunt, but I wished that Satoko would die tomorrow because of the curse. I was trampling on his desperate hope. Satoko couldn't take it no more, so he cut himself off in the middle and went quiet for a moment. He must have been choosing his words carefully. Then he finally spoke. His words sounded hollow. I want her to have fun for one night. And what do you mean? The Watanagoshi Festival is tomorrow. Listen, I want you to take her there. Yeah, I could do that, but why? She's exhausted, so I think she'd be happy if she could get away from her auntie for even just one night. But why? Why? It's not that I don't understand why he wouldn't. It's not that I didn't understand why he wouldn't take her to the festival. I didn't understand why he's asking me to do that. Was there any reason he could take her there himself? I had to hush that he might disappear, so I kept asking, what do you mean, why? Why didn't you take her yourself? He fell silent. Satoshi-kun isn't good at lying or keeping secrets. It was clear that he wanted to hide something. I just have some stuff that I need to take care of with my work tomorrow. So I can't go to the festival. He's just lying. But he's also stubborn, but he wouldn't admit if I accused him. Beyond. You take her there tomorrow? I would have had to look after Satoku even at the Satoshi-kun's request. But I'm also glad that he's relying on me. I know it's ridiculous asking for help after that incident, but you're the only person I can turn to now. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know that I was going to turn down his request. Okay, but just for tomorrow, alright? I hope you'll keep looking after her. What are you saying? I won't do that. Just for tomorrow. He said it as if he was going to disappear tomorrow. I didn't like the sound of that, so I intentionally sounded sulky. We talked about trivial stuff for just a little while. When the conversation was almost over, Satoshi kind of kept asked something else. Hey, Mia, I really hate asking this, but since you might think I'm crazy for saying it, but what? You don't believe in it, right? Believe in what? In Oyoshiro-sama's curse. When you talk about Satoshi-kun, Oyoshiro-sama's curse is who those who leave the village, right? That's the rule. Every kid in the village knows that. That's the rule. What's with us so suddenly? Are you planning to leave? No, it's kidding. I wanted him to deny it. I'm not thinking about that anymore. Even if he had thought of it, I guess we'd have told me that much. That's good. So you're not leaving the village? No, but I haven't been forgiven yet. Just going to try to say something, but he hesitated. He was breathing so heavily. Was he sick? Hey, do you feel alright, Satoshi-kun? Sorry, I'm fine. I guess you're tired. I think you should get some rest. He sounded so distinctly more sickly from when this conversation started. He was breathing heavily when punctuating his words. Satoshi-kun repeated his question. Beyond, I'll ask you one more time. Do you believe in Oyoshiro-sama's curse? What do you want me to say? Should I make him feel revoked by answer? How should I respond? The answer was simple. There's no curse. There can't possibly be. I didn't know what was bothering him, but I wanted to make him feel better by laughing at his worries away. But Satoshi-kun instead fell silent. I couldn't tell if he was happy with my answer or not. One more thing was certain. I didn't make him feel any better. Sorry that was such a weird question. Sorry. I felt like I let him down, so I apologize in the rest. Whether it's a real curse or somebody's conspiracy, it won't disappear and I won't fall victim to it. You won't disappear? No, not until I buy that teddy bear. I'll get the money pretty soon. I won't go anywhere until then. He chuckled. I knew he was trying to leave me, but it worked the opposite way. He sounded as though he didn't care what would happen after he bought that teddy bear. Oh, my aunt, so I left to go. Oh, okay, well, Beyond. Huh? Even though he wanted to hang on the phone because of his aunt's coming back, Satoshi took a breath and always important. I'll leave. Stuck on to you. I should have said yes right away, but I could have forgiven Satoshi, so I just kept quiet. Forget what I said. Bye. Oh, he was obviously disappointed. What I haven't done, I wanted to apologize. I wish I could, but it was too late. There's no doubt that he was depressing, whatever. Okay, so is this going to be another halfway point, or is this going to be the end? Okay, guys, like I said, I apologize for all the coughing and sniffling. I can't breathe very well. But, I just gotta make these videos, man. I want to keep playing this, man. It's so good and interesting. But anyways, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow, and hopefully my nose will be a little bit more cleared up and maybe less coughing. Hopefully.